This audio recording is an excerpt from 36 Portals to Aliveness, a 2026 Journey Thru the Decans, a correspondence production by Shea and the Catskills, Cory Nakasue, and Elena Solano, 2026. Song selections and playlists were compiled by Quinn Doyle, Aaron Rodriguez, and Robin Palmer. The Decans of Taurus 1 through 3. The Decan of Taurus 1 takes place between April 21st and April 30th. This decan corresponds astrologically with Mercury and Taurus. The tarot correspondence for this decan is the Five of Pentacles. Key phrases associated with the Five of Pentacles are the realities of precarity, mass disposability, assessing resources, taking refuge in the margins. From the Taurus 1 Cosmic Jukebox. Walk On by Isaac Hayes. Nobody Wants to Be You by Dan Reeder. Oh God, Where Are You Now by Sufjan Stevens. Discerning Value. In this first decan of Earthy Taurus, we assess the value of our worldly possessions, skills, talents, and relationships. This is where our currency lives. It includes our bank accounts, pockets, and wallets, as well as the skills we list on our resumes. It includes the people who support and collaborate with us, those who collectively comprise our social capital. Relationships are resources. However, like any material holding, they only deepen and grow if we invest in them. Taurus 1 wants us to make deposits and responsible expenditures. Whether we're conscious of this or not, we're trained to mentally place, quote, price tags on our assets. We need to do this so that we can make good exchanges with the world. The worth that we place on ourselves and others can fluctuate for all kinds of social and emotional reasons. The exercise of assessing what we have provides information about our material assets and our values. If you're in touch with these values, navigating exchange becomes more easeful. You can create your personal standards in alignment with your integrity and value system. Taking inventory. Tend to your money. What's coming in and what's going out? What are your must-haves and where do you squander? Do you need to raise your rates? Is it time to invest or start a savings account? Tend to your material assets. Are you taking care of your big ticket items, your living space, your vehicle, your body? Clean, repair, and store your valuables properly so they maintain their functionality and value. Tend to your talents. Have you truly considered all the things you're good at? Write them down. Think about the talents you don't get compensated for with money. Invest in the skills you're already good at. Maintain your practice and keep learning. Tend to your relationships. When we think of relationships as resources, we can accidentally head down a transactional path. And when they're built solely on who can, quote, scratch your back, that's a bad investment. In time, those investments only deplete. Invest in the people who actively participate in building trust with you, and you'll never have to keep track of who owes whom. In Taurus 1, we are cultivating exchange. A few prompts to consider during this time. For me, exchanging feels like or means something that keeps me from being well informed about my resources, who I'm exchanging resources with right now. The Decan of Taurus 2 takes place between May 1st and May 10th. This decan corresponds astrologically with the moon in Taurus. The tarot correspondence for this decan is the Six of Pentacles. Key phrases associated with the Six of Pentacles are being in relationship around resources, learning how we want giving and receiving to feel, mutual aid, being present with what is. From the Taurus 2 Cosmic Jukebox. Take Care by Beach House. Everything is Free by Gillian Welch. Pusherman by Curtis Mayfield. Embodying Value. In the earthy world of Taurus 2, only matter matters. Taurus 2 is the all-natural, all-sensing skin we live in. The body becomes and produces luscious fruit when it's valued on its own terms. Capitalism trains us to view our bodies as productivity machines. The logics of liberation invite us to feel, to sense, and to inhabit our experiences of life beyond utility and production. There is no one way the body should move, look, or feel. It really has no meaning, and yet it is how we're recognized and how we recognize everything in our world. It's both signifier and interface. Our body will often tell us what it needs to heal, protect, and nourish ourselves. Touch can be nervous system nourishment. Movement can be tissue nourishment. Rest, food, and water nourish all of our combustive electrochemical systems. Many structures have been designed to dismantle our connection to our bodies and then try to sell us back our sense of pleasure, vitality, and sexuality. You don't need to buy what's already yours. Taurus 2 asks us to receive pleasure from and demonstrate loyalty to our material form. Taurus Touch-ins. Do you feed your body based on what your senses tell you it wants? Or do you make decisions about what to do with your body based on external goals? Or to quote, fix psychological states or something else? Do you quote, perform with your physical body in order to be polite, impressive, or to shut out feelings? How do you prefer to be touched or not? How much time and energy do you invest in daily movement, touch, and pleasing the senses? If this framing around embodiment doesn't resonate with you, you might listen to Shira Hassan in conversation with Dean Spade about a different way of being in relationship with the body. Quote, many people develop dissociative strategies that are nothing short of life-saving. If you think about growing up in a violent home, that ability to dissociate is something that is truly like a miracle of our bodies and brains. In Taurus 2, we are cultivating presence. A few prompts to consider during this time. For me, being present means or feels like a signal that I've lost my connection to the present moment. I love being present with. The decan of Taurus 3 takes place between May 11th and May 20th. This decan corresponds astrologically with Saturn in Taurus. The tarot correspondence for this decan is the Seven of Pentacles. Key phrases associated with the Seven of Pentacles are trusting in seeds already planted, allowing conditions to ripen, assessing progress, quote, problems that resolve without our involvement. From the Taurus 3 Cosmic Jukebox. Midnight Train to Georgia by Gladys Knight and the Pips. Tell Me There's a Garden by Joseph. Gold Day by Sparkle Horse. Sustaining Value. The words value and worth derive from the Proto-Indo-European root wall, to be strong. In Taurus 1, we discerned and took inventory of value. In Taurus 2, we touched in with how we embody or inhabit value. Taurus 3 invites us to strengthen our relationship with Venus, Taurus's ruling planet. Venus, in this context, wants a love of beauty free from vanity, wealth that is free from greed, and satisfaction free from ruination. This earthy decan encourages us to touch and tend what we are growing with reverent care and attention. We don't necessarily own all that we value. Some would say that in this life we don't own anything. What do you notice when you consider the idea that our time, our treasures, and all that we love are borrowed? Taurus 3 is a process-oriented decan. It knows that pleasure can only be experienced in the doing. Pleasure cannot be owned, hoarded, bought, or sold. Failure is part of growth, and care, deliberation, learning, and presence are necessary ingredients of pleasure. Receiving through presence. Presence means something different to everybody. What does it mean to you to be present? Does it imply stillness, movement, quiet, sound, solitude, community? The ideas and questions below offer ways to sense into presence. Please feel free to adapt them to your specificities and/or practice presence in your own way. Choose several things that bring you pleasure. This could be a favorite meal, a candle, a place where you like to sit, a book, music. Whatever you choose, move slowly and deliberately. Notice the quality of your experiences: touch, taste, smell, sound, feeling, sensation, temperature, texture, etc. While going about your day, take a moment to notice what you are doing and what is in your immediate environment. Take note of how you feel as you do what you're doing. Wonder, is pleasure possible or available in this moment? Bring someone to mind who you respect. What do you notice? Bring someone to mind who you feel gratitude toward. What do you notice? Bring someone to mind who strengthens or uplifts you. What do you notice? What does reciprocity mean to you and/or feel like for you? In Taurus 3, we are cultivating reality. A few prompts to consider during this time. For me, being in touch with reality means or feels like something that distorts my picture of reality. Who I'm cultivating reality with right now. Journal prompts for each decan. Quality of earth, quality of air, quality of fire, quality of water, quality of time, quality of light, external weather, internal weather, flora and fauna, sounds, colors and shapes, feelings, personal symbols and images. Taurus season, deep spring. Process notes. I tended to pay attention to. I paid less attention to. I enjoyed most about this process. I didn't do or didn't want to do in this process. I'd like to do differently next time. I'd like to try or experiment with next time. Personal taxonomy. Colors, sounds, smells, images, flora and fauna, feelings felt of this season are: what felt potent during this time? What challenged me during this time? Something that I noticed change during this time.